And now, 15 rounds for the undisputed World's Middleweight Championship. From Bayonne, New Jersey, he's wearing the green trunks with a white stripe. He's scaled 160 pounds, Mustafa HAMSHO. His opponent from Brockton, Massachusetts. He's scaled 157 pounds. He's wearing the maroon trunks with a white stripe. The undisputed middleweight champion of the world, Marvin Hagler. 15 rounds.
Well, there is no choice as to who the public favorite is here. It is definitely the champion, Marvin Hagler. Here's another war going on right now.
We want to mention here that this is a 10-point must system, the same system that was in use in Las Vegas 2 weeks ago, and we'll find out if the officials here in Chicago are more willing to give 10-8 or 10-7 rounds than they were in Las Vegas.
And what Larry Merchant is referring to, of course, is the Sugar Ray Leonard fight with Thomas Hearns, and that is the fact that in rounds 6 and 7 of that fight, Ray Leonard seemed to have won by a wide margin, and yet they were only scored 10-9, the same as some later rounds that were won by Thomas Hearns.
You're going to see a lot of boxing from Hagler, because I think what he's going to do now, he's going to try to find out what is the most effective maneuver against HAMSHO.
Hagler, of course, all business in the ring. Rarely will change expression. HAMSHO we expect to come right at Marvin. Right now they're at long range. Feeling out period. 30 seconds into round 1 middleweight championship. First exchange.
I just don't believe that HAMSHO has the tools to deal with a guy of Hagler's caliber.
Hagler will switch hands on you too. He'll go southpaw, he'll go the other way, he'll go every which way. Especially against a brawler like HAMSHO, just to confuse him a little bit. Hagler with a jab in HAMSHO's nose.
You're going to see the experience factor here, because Hagler's going to box him, going to outmaneuver him. And Hagler's right jab is very effective here. He's scoring at will.
Very sharp early on. 2 jabs right there, but HAMSHO tries to duck under it. I don't believe Hagler has missed a right hand in a fight. HAMSHO has been prone to cut. Took 22 stitches after the fight with Wilfred Scipion. And again, a very, very sharp right hand. And already the right side of HAMSHO's face a little bit red.
HAMSHO's not used to a guy's feinting him, working body shots, moving side to side lateral position, throwing constant left jab. HAMSHO's just not used to this kind of fighter.
Well, admittedly, we're only about 2 minutes into the first round of this fight, but Hagler has looked extremely sharp. And scores twice again and comes with the left hand on the top of the head. And another good right hand that stands HAMSHO straight up. And another one. Going to run out of fingers pretty soon.
There's not too many guys that can stand up to Marvin Hagler, and that's the reason I want to give him an opportunity to make some money.
Well, he's managed to keep HAMSHO at long range right where he wants him. HAMSHO just simply cannot get inside that jab of Hagler's. Coming up on the 30-second mark here, and Hagler draws a warning to keep his hands up. Right hand stands him up again. Marvin Hagler looking extremely sharp here. HAMSHO tries to crowd him now. And Hagler comes up and gets out of there inside the 20-second mark, round 1. Missing a counterpunch. Round 1, all Marvin Hagler. Once again, the right hand, the right side of the face would come to the end of round 1. All Marvin Hagler, I would have to say.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Let's take a look at Marvin Hagler, the middleweight champion of the world, and he showed why right in that first round. You won't see many better right jabs than that one.
taking the school line. Okay, Steve. Steve,
Well,
come
we
on.
saw him give a clinic in that
Rodney,
first
Rodney.
round, and obviously he pleased his handlers. They say, take it to school again. We're going into the second grade here.
Well, I'll tell you what, when they write the book on boxing, it would be hard to write it any better than that first round. Round 2, schedule 15 rounder, middleweight championship of the world. Hagler right to work with the right hand again against HAMSHO. And a left hand scores, and Hagler goes after it. HAMSHO swinging Hagler now against the right. Showing a little offense of his own, but swinging wildly.
This is the only way HAMSHO will be effective. Going inside, clenching, tying him up, wrestling, clenching, holding, hitting. This is the only way he can fight. Hagler can change up. He's versatile, he can box, and most of all, he can punch.
So HAMSHO trying to get inside, being a little bit more effective early in the second round here, doing that than he was in the first. Right hand catches HAMSHO backing away. And again, a right hand to the side of the head of HAMSHO, keeping him away, keeping him off balance. Left hand scores for Hagler. And another right hand, right to the nose. Once more, a good stiff jab by Marvin Hagler, coming off a left hand by HAMSHO that scored in the top of Hagler's head.
Hagler's doing the right thing, keeping HAMSHO on the outside of that jab. Because inside is very dangerous because you can sustain a headbutt.
Which, of course, was the case with Vito Antuofermo against Marvin Hagler. And a left hand again sends HAMSHO back. HAMSHO trying to work inside. As Ray Leonard mentioned, that's really the only thing that he can try to do and sustain any kind of offense. Chopping left hand by HAMSHO.
You know, it's quite difficult fighting a guy like HAMSHO inside because HAMSHO is capable of throwing punches from any direction. He can hit you in the body, in the back of the head. I'd rather fight him on the outside.
Again, stuns HAMSHO. Right hand and a left cross. HAMSHO has gotten much the worst of the early going here. Marvin Hagler looking extremely sharp. And HAMSHO scores with a right hand. And a left hand to the nose of Marvin Hagler as HAMSHO swarms him. And a good left hand again, and the knees wobble for just a moment.
HAMSHO is a very durable fighter. He's taking some good shots from Hagler. Although I think as the rounds progress, it's going to take his toll completely.
Another right hand getting right in on the chin of Mustafa HAMSHO. HAMSHO fights back, tries to swarm again, takes 2 shots, gives one. HAMSHO, the kind of guy who'll give up a couple of punches to get in a couple. He's been likened to Jake LaMotta, likened to Harry Grip. But as Larry Merchant mentioned, he's getting a boxing lesson right now from the champion Marvin Hagler.
Let's go to Mustafa HAMSHO's corner here. What's happening in that corner really is that he's getting encouragement from his handlers to hang in there and try to wear the champion down so that he can be there to come on in that last half of the fight.
You know, I feel that Hagler's completely in control, but I think it's going to be very tough for him because HAMSHO is still in there.
We're going to take a look at HAMSHO trying to crowd Hagler early in that round. This is his best shot. Stick his head right in there, come underneath. He's been landing more good body shots than anything else. Try to slow Hagler down. Maybe Hagler will spend himself by shooting too many punches in these early rounds.
Like me though,
That's
hands
what
up.
he's betting on.
Go ahead, Al. I'll get it. Stay
It's a
in.
war of attrition from Mustafa HAMSHO.
Round 3 upcoming now. A little bit of swelling on the right side of Mustafa HAMSHO's face, and it has taken an awful lot of jabs. Another right hand catches him up on the left side of the face.
And one punch KO is not going to be the case here. I think Marvin's going to eventually put his punches together because I think he's going to take a series of punches to get HAMSHO out of there.
Well, Marvin has rarely missed in the first 2 rounds here, and we just get underway here in round 3. It's been extremely sharp. The jab scoring between the guard of Mustafa HAMSHO. More important, HAMSHO has not been able to get inside, and there was a now blood show.
There's been a blood shot. There was a blood shot by Marvin's face. There was a cut over the right eye of the champion.
Marvin Hagler now says, I got to get down and do some business here.
Well, he doesn't really know how serious that cut is, and it can't get worse as the fight progresses. And what he wants to do now is try to get the fight over with as soon as possible.
Blood continuing to show, and it does. Could get into the eye as HAMSHO now tries to work on that. And I think you might have heard Marvin Hagler say, come on, come on. It might be the first time in the fights that we've done with Marvin Hagler that I've actually seen him angry. I think Marvin is really angry right now.
Well, I think he can't afford to get angry because he's not missing. But Hagler's a superior fighter, and I'm quite sure the experience will take its toll.
I think there might be a cut on the right eye of HAMSHO also. Not sure if that blood is coming from Marvin or from HAMSHO, but I believe it's from HAMSHO alongside the right eye.
Both fighters are cut at this present time, and I've been quite biased as far as Hagler's concerned because I really want to fight because I look at him as being a great champion.
And Marvin continues to talk to his man. I don't think Marvin wants to fool around. I think the cut on HAMSHO right now is probably the more serious of the two. And Marvin is just fighting like a man possessed right now. Inside the 1 minute mark remaining here in round 3. I think Marvin's getting a little bit tired of butts. It happened at the Fermo fight, and it happens here in round 3 against Mustafa HAMSHO. And Hagler remains very sharp. Right hand again scores. HAMSHO sticks his tongue out. HAMSHO maybe trying to work on the psyche of Marvin Hagler. I've never seen Marvin Hagler lose his cool, and I'm not implying that he's lost it now, but I do think he wants to get this over with. Couple of punches scoring there by HAMSHO, and Hagler comes right back at him. 5 seconds remain. End of round 3.
We have a bloody war here. Let's go into the corner with Mustafa HAMSHO and see how they handle that. Both fighters are in danger from these fights. Let's take a look at the butt and see if we take it right there. Right there, you saw the head of HAMSHO. It was not a deliberate butt, but it was as effective as a deliberate butt could be, and it could be important in this fight. To Hagler's credit, he came steaming out after him when he felt that blood and went and drew blood from his opponent.
You gotta bend with him and then get off. Bend and hook. Don't let him give you the bullshit. You bend and hook with him.
Looking with concern at her son.
Well, both corners hard at it here between rounds. Hard to tell really whose cut is worse right now. It looks from the end of the round like it was HAMSHO got the worst of it.
Well, this fight has gotten off to such a dynamite start. I would hate to see the fight stopped on cuts.
Round 4, and let's see how good the cut man in each corner. HAMSHO starts bleeding almost immediately. No blood showing from Hagler right now. Hagler gets right back to work. Combination by HAMSHO, scoring on Hagler. Hagler again peppering HAMSHO with that jab. Keeping his man off balance. And HAMSHO scores on Hagler. Another right hand to the side of the head of HAMSHO. It's only been 3.5 rounds, but I'll tell you, it's been an upbeat 3.5 rounds here in the Middleweight Championship. Hagler gets out of the ropes. He doesn't like it there. HAMSHO bores in on him once again. Right hand scores by HAMSHO to the side of the head of Hagler. HAMSHO again swarming on his man. And now blood showing from the left eye as well. Maybe along the bridge of the nose of HAMSHO. Now there's definitely a cut over the left eye as well as the right eye, so this fight, I would guess, is not going to go a great deal longer, as long as Hagler now, the referee, Octavio Moran, stops things for a moment. He's going to ask for a lead position. And he is asking Hagler to go to the position. This is goes right to work on it. Hagler jabbing very effectively here. Blood from both eyes of the challenger. Hagler again, sticking the right hand in the face of Mustafa HAMSHO.
At this point now, this fight should be stopped. I don't think, although a championship is great to have, at this point now, it's not worth your health.
HAMSHO has been like, or rather, Hagler has been like a surgeon here. There's no question about it. Again, scores 2 more times. Got to be affecting his vision.
It is. The blood is flowing to his eyes, and but again, I took my hat off to the guy. The guy's still fighting. He's still in there.
Well, game is a word that we overuse perhaps in the sport of boxing. I think you have to use it and use it accurately so on Mustafa HAMSHO. Hagler really punishing him right here. HAMSHO comes back with the right hand and scores with another right hand. And Hagler just continues to bang away now, virtually at will. The crowd is on its feet, and I think the crowd empathizes with Ray Leonard and myself, and I'm quite sure I'm emerging that this fight should not go on a great deal longer. The left eye does not seem to be bleeding any longer right now. Does not seem to be bothering. Most of the damage is on the right hand. He takes another good shot right on, and yet another by Hagler.
Well, we can see now that HAMSHO is completely out of it. I mean, as far as his vision is concerned, he's fighting from the heart, but his vision is completely impaired.
And Marvin Hagler, as is his job, continues to score almost at will on the face of Mustafa HAMSHO. HAMSHO dead game, but we come to the end of round 4. Very, very damaging round.
We ain't going too long.
We ain't going too long.
Yeah? Close. Drink this water. We're not going too long. You cut, you didn't get off, and that was your problem. You didn't bend, and you didn't get off. Close. No more. Okay. No. It's all set up. Okay, sir. It's all right now. It's really good. Oh, let me get the stuff in. Looks good. He's getting tired. It's all right. I'm going to give him 1 round. No, it ain't too bad. We're going to give him a round shot. If he gets worse, we'll stop. We'll stop. No, don't stop it. Then you go and knock him out this round, and I'm going to stop it. No. I'm not coming out this round and try all the way. I'm going to stop. You're not how he's in. You go out and go to work with that.
You heard HAMSHO saying, no, don't stop it.
You got to go all the way, Mike.
Al Braverman, who's normally very excitable, picked that moment to be very calm because he knew he had to be.
And he told Mustafa HAMSHO, you just got to get out and do it right now, because if you don't, I'm going to stop the fight. And that's exactly what HAMSHO was trying to do. You know, you see a movie like a Rocky, and that's all Let's Pretend. And here it's just about the same scene going on in the corner, and this is for real, folks.
Well, HAMSHO tried to stop the fight from the very beginning, and we see Marvin still in there. All you're going to see now is pretty much a boxing lesson. You're going to see just completely outmaneuvering, landing punches, putting his punches together quite well, and just taking HAMSHO apart at the stage.
Hagler just kind of pacing himself now. Hagler knows he's got the fight virtually won, barring the totally unforeseen. Cutman in HAMSHO's corner obviously doing a pretty good job, because we are almost a minute into this round and there is really not a great deal of blood, and he was cut pretty seriously on both eyes. And there's a shot that opens it up again on the left eye. The right eye seems to be cut underneath the eye and the left eye above the eye. There has been no further blood on the face of Marvin Hagler following the butt.
I like what I said, Mike. He's boxing, he's utilizing the whole ring, and when he has an opportunity to take control, he stands there and releases combinations.
Marvin doesn't want to do anything to get in any more close-in contact than he has to, because of the butt. Right hand right on the chin of HAMSHO that time. But there really is not as much blood in this round on the face of HAMSHO as there was in the last, although the right eye now showing quite a lot of blood. Hagler, realizing he's in control, is back to being the taskmaster that he was early. I think it was obvious that he got angry after the fight. Not so much, I don't believe, in HAMSHO, but just at the situation, as it was 2 fights in a row. Blood showing under the left eye of HAMSHO now, as well as on top of the left eye. HAMSHO.
Marvin, he's in complete control now. He's doing whatever he wants to do.
The right hand by Hagler that time. Virtually every punch that Marvin throws is scored. 2 jabs to the nose of HAMSHO. HAMSHO tries a lunging right hand that misses. And HAMSHO is going to get through this round.
Let's take a look at both fighters in their corners now. The cut over Hagler's right eye seems to be giving him no trouble at all. Let's try to listen to HAMSHO's corner.
No difference.
Better than it has for the last 2 rounds.
No, they didn't make him on me. Let me work that. They still. Let him work. Let me work that. No problem. Thank you. Look,
I never seen it so bad.
Look at me.
You want me to tell?
No. Well then, goddamn it, do what you gotta do. You don't even do it. You let him get a place on you every time. Give him his mouthpiece. That. Give him his mouthpiece. Give me that.
Take him to the school, man. Okay. Take him to school, man. Let's go, Steve. Come on.
The last great fight held in Chicago 23 years ago, Sugar Ray Robinson and Carmen Basilio. And Basilio's left eye was completely shut and bleeding. He looked like a cyclops, and he went 15 rounds.
And Mustafa HAMSHO just trying to emulate that if he possibly can here. And I think you heard his corner there, just kind of exhorting him to get getting and doing so because of the cut. Not in spite of it, but because of it.
The bleeding seems to have stopped. And he just landed a pretty shot on his chin. But getting up to the clutch, they don't look as bad as they did from the start.
Cornerman doing a good job on HAMSHO.
I just don't like blood.
Most particularly your own. Looping right hand by HAMSHO. Trying to get off first, and that's what you heard Braverman telling him. You're letting him get off first, and that is exactly what's been happening since the opening bell. It has nothing to do with the cuts. 4 punches scored by Hagler.
Hagler's jab would do more damage than a good left hand because it's consistent. And it makes the cut worse, it opens the cut up. Plus, you have a better chance of setting HAMSHO up for a combination.
So just trying to get on top of this man, get in close, and of course that doesn't help the cuts at all. And Hagler goes downstairs that time. But Hagler really has not been able to really hurt HAMSHO, and he's hit him with every punch he's got. And again, not a lot of blood on the face of Mustafa HAMSHO. Let's get to the 3rd round.
This guy, HAMSHO, is unbelievable. I mean, he's taken a barrage of good solid punches from Hagler, and he's still in there.
Hagler stood him straight up that time with an uppercut. And more blood shows to the left side of the face of Mustafa HAMSHO. HAMSHO still tries to bore inside on him. Hagler pushes him away and uppercuts him. He has scored consistently with that. Little bit of blood showing on the side of the face of Marvin Hagler once again now. I think again that came from contact inside. HAMSHO also looks to be a little bit tired right now. 20 seconds remaining in round 6. Middleweight championship at the Horizon, Chicago. Right hand counterpunch by Hagler. So when HAMSHO does get off first, Hagler counterpunches him. Right hand, end of round 6.
Now you're waking up. You're punching.
You thought it should end. You think now you're a little premature.
I think I was. HAMSHO's taking the...
Come on, baby. Now you go. Come on, keep safe. Lift up your chest.
And he's still coming to hang in there very strongly.
In that round, which we can't say that Hagler didn't win, HAMSHO was actually getting to him a little bit.
Slowly,
to the middle of the fight.
He's
Let's
starting
see
to
if
tire
that
now.
stamina
He's
means
starting to
anything.
tire. And you can open the cut a little more.
Well, I think it's going to
Exchange left hooks there.
Stamina's going to pay off here because these guys are really throwing a lot of combination. They're inside, they're roughing each other up.
Punch. He's dogging it now.
He's dogging.
He's cut.
Deep breaths. Come on, deep breaths. Come on, deep breaths.
He's cut.
Come on, deep breaths. Oh, stay there. Let's go.
Urging his fighter on. That's his job.
Come to round 7. HAMSHO's corner has done an outstanding job. They've remained calm. They've pretty much stopped the bleeding. They have done an outstanding job. Very good sharp jab by HAMSHO. He's still got something left. HAGLER has opened up the eye once again of Mustafa HAMSHO. HAGLER seems to be pacing up a little bit here in round 7.
Well, I'm impressed with both men. I'm impressed with HAGLER, his talent, the way he utilizes the ring, work his combinations. More impressed with HAMSHO, he knows he can stuck his tongue out. The guy is tough.
Well, the crowd here really picking up the tempo as well as the fighters. HAGLER continues to circle his man, not waste any punches, score with most of the punches that he's throwing. Referee Octavio Milano taking a good close look at the eyes of Mustafa HAMSHO now, which are bleeding a little bit more. HAGLER just working his man, circling him to the left. Counter punch with the right hand, scores on the face of HAMSHO.
You know, one thing that's paid off for HAGLER is that he's always in shape because they have such a fast pace going. Normally a fight would be completely exhausted at this pace here.
Good indication of just what you were talking about in the last round, Ray. Two quick jabs opened up the right eye once again of Mustafa HAMSHO.
Yes, the jab opens the cuts and it continues to bleed and blinds the opponent.
Little blood showing on the side of the eye once more of Marvin HAGLER.
You notice HAGLER went downstairs, and I think it stunned HAMSHO for a second.
HAGLER being very workmanlike, very effective, up on his toes now. You and I talked in your fight. When you do get cut like that, sometimes it affects the peripheral vision, the vision to the side. I know you concern yourself with that in your fight with Thomas Hearns. I can't help but wonder if that's not what's happening to HAMSHO right now, and HAGLER seems to be taking advantage of it.
Yes, he is. HAGLER has the experience to take full advantage of the opportunity.
Best punch and the other guy sticks his tongue out at him, but it couldn't have done the other fighter any good either.
But you know something, like, if Mike trains this to me, Mike, don't ever let me fight this guy HAMSHO. No way.
We're going to take a look at those punches right here at the end of the round. A solid right hand, and bang, he comes right back with it. This is a different HAGLER than we have seen. Most fighters move away from him, and he has to press the attack. Here we see him dancing, coming in, throwing combinations, and doing a textbook job early in the round here, just doing it as well as he can.
Here you go, mate. Yep, let's go. Grab his chair. Come on, grab that shit.
Well, there is no questioning the fitness of these two fighters. There is no questioning the gamesmanship of these two fighters. HAGLER comes right out with the right-hand lead. I think we got a pretty good indication of what kind of a punch HAMSHO could take in that replay that you just saw between rounds. HAGLER had his man off balance and hit him a ton with the right hand, and HAMSHO didn't go down. Back against the ropes goes HAMSHO now. Telling HAGLER, come on, let's get kicked.
You know, know, normally you can tell if a fighter's hurt by watching his legs. You know, there's a little jerk to him. But it's quite difficult to determine whether or not HAMSHO is really hurt because of his style. He comes in normally off balance. Very difficult.
HAMSHO showing himself as a more than qualified contender here. Slashing right hand again by HAGLER to the chest, and a right hand right on the button of HAMSHO, but HAMSHO doesn't take a backward step. He's back with a combination of his own, and a left hand to the chin once more by HAGLER. Right hand scores to the side of the face. HAGLER is really being like a surgeon, and HAMSHO is taking it all. 3 punches right on the nose.
I'll say again, that one punch won't take HAMSHO out. It's going to take a series of punches.
Another whistling left hand to the side of the head of Mustafa HAMSHO, and a right hand scores. And HAMSHO, maybe for the first time, takes a backward step. HAGLER trying to measure his man, get him on the way in if he can. The cuts have not been a major problem for Mustafa HAMSHO since they occurred. HAGLER draws a warning for holding. 2 right hands to the side of the face of HAMSHO by Marvin HAGLER. HAGLER is sharp with his jab tonight, as I've seen him. Downstairs with the right hand upstairs, and that one is the knees of HAMSHO.
That combination there did a lot of damage to HAMSHO.
He went 2 right hands, 1 upstairs, 1 downstairs, and then came back with a 1 to the face.
A guy's durable at HAMSHO. 1 punch won't do it. You have to put them together. You got to stun him first, and then you take control.
HAMSHO keeps scoring and scores with the left hand to the head of Marvin HAGLER. HAMSHO's fighting like he's not worried about his eyes right now.
Well, he's not. I think that all he wants to do is win.
Combination by HAMSHO on the side of the head of Marvin HAGLER. HAGLER backs up, hits him with the right hand of his own. End of round 7.
This fight is being fought at a really brutal pace.
The old lady's crying. Stop. You're not doing that good.
Close your eyes and shut your mouth.
Give me a towel. Get the towel.
Close. Close. Keep it close.
You hurt him there with 1 left hand, but you never follow up in the belly. You're not the same. What the hell's the matter, Mustafa? Huh?
What's the matter?
What's the matter? What's the
Tell
matter?
me something. You're waiting on him. What are you waiting on him for? Don't look there. Look at me. If you want me to stop, I'll go and stop it. You want me to stop it? Well, then goddamn it, go after him. Well, then go ahead. You want to go your mother's here and everything? Then show me. Show up.
Yell the dog. Yell the dog is out here.
Now Berman pulling out all the emotional stops, and he rightly should.
I don't think you could script that any better.
You know, whatever happens, Mustafa HAMSHO doesn't want to leave here tonight thinking he didn't give it everything he had. And he is.
Scored with a left hand right there. Lunges back at HAGLER, but HAGLER gets out of there in a hurry. HAGLER still has a lot of legs under him. Scores with a combination of his own. That stops HAMSHO. I think HAGLER hurt HAMSHO for the first time in the fight in that last round. We're in round 9. Shows over the right eye, Marvin HAGLER, earlier than it has in previous rounds. To the body and into the head by HAMSHO. HAGLER peppering him with the right hand once again. Very effective jab. Can't talk enough about it. And another left hand to the side of the head of HAMSHO.
Marvin is truly displaying his talent, his ability to outmaneuver an opponent, to all of a sudden change up from being a slugger to a boxer, a counterpuncher. I'm very impressed with him.
There's a lot of good foot speed. He really can move. He's been up on his toes. He's fought flat-footed. He's changed styles. He's changed hands. And there's a right hand by HAMSHO. Grazes the chin. He takes one back on the chin with the right hand by HAGLER.
You know what the combination damage that the combination does to HAMSHO when Marvin releases together, he can win this fight.
Hagler scoring almost at will. It's not really, but perhaps for that one flurry of right hands in the last round has not really hurt Mustafa HAMSHO, who has not but one time taken a backward step. Mustafa HAMSHO is a credit to coagulation, I'll tell you that.
Well, you can't let a guy like HAMSHO gain confidence, gain momentum. He gets tougher. Hagler hits him from time to time, but I don't think he feels it's the right time to take advantage of it.
More blood actually showing in the face of Marvin Hagler than there is on the face of Mustafa HAMSHO now. And it looked just 5 rounds ago like the thing was going to be stopped right there. With a jab right up on the cut over the right eye of Marvin Hagler. Hagler beginning to score with the left hand.
Marvin Hagler knows what it's like to play tennis against the wall. The way his shots are bouncing off Mustafa HAMSHO. You know, there are fighters who have the talent of Marvin Hagler or close to Marvin Hagler who might have difficulty here because they wouldn't be in as great shape as he is.
Hard to believe, but they are calling this fight not the main event. We still have the main event yet to go here at the Horizon in Rosemont. And that, of course, the heavyweight championship. WBA champion Mike Weaver against James Quick Tillis, who unquestionably is the hometown favorite here. He is ranked number 2 by the WBA. And there's a look into Quick Tillis's locker, and he looks all business.
He's a big guy.
Meanwhile, we await the start of round 10, and I got to admit, Larry, I never thought we'd see round 10.
I imagine neither did Hagler.
And HAMSHO opens up with a little offense. A little more blood showing now on the face of Mustafa HAMSHO early on in the 10th round here. And likewise on the face of Marvin Hagler as HAMSHO continues to pepper him. And there's a right hand, sends HAMSHO back a couple of steps. Didn't really seem to hurt him too much, however. Left hand scores, and I think you probably heard the sound of that as clearly as I did here. Shoulder. Right hand scores, and now Hagler looks as though he might be cut up near the bridge of the nose on the inside of the right eye.
But both men still throwing a lot of punches, a lot of solid shots. So there's a great deal of damage being done.
Looping left hand scores by HAMSHO on the right hand of the nose, and there's some blood on the face of Marvin Hagler. Halfway through round 10. Right hand uppercut just stood the head of Mustafa HAMSHO, snapped it right back. HAMSHO continues to pour in on the champion Marvin Hagler, who scores once more with a right hand and a left cross. Still does not appear to be hurt. He's taken an awful lot of punishment from the champion. Left hand by HAMSHO, right up on the cut of Marvin Hagler. Wild right hand, and now a right hand to the body of HAMSHO. HAMSHO is standing against the ropes, Hagler pounds on it. And HAMSHO scores once again with the face of Marvin Hagler. Hagler is cut both on the inside and the outside of the right eye.
And at this point now, you have to say, what is keeping HAMSHO up?
He has absorbed an awful lot of punishment. 2 right hands, right to the nose, and this backs him up. 2 sharp jabs by Marvin Hagler, and a right hand a little bit short by Hagler.
Jackson. We'll take a look at Hagler here. If you didn't know better, you would think that HAMSHO is trying to break Hagler's hands with his jaw. A clean right hand. HAMSHO is back for more. Takes another right hand. Hagler has never been a great one-punch knockout fighter, but this accumulation of punches could be doing a lot more damage to HAMSHO than any one paralyzing punch.
This is the last round, Mustafa. If you ain't got nothing.
Cocksucker don't look dead.
You heard it. He says that this is the last round he's given him. If he doesn't look any better here, the corner will stop the fight. Let's see if he was conning him or telling him the truth.
Well, he did go over, did Al Braverman, and talk to Octavio Maran. And as a result of that, he didn't get to work on the cuts of Mustafa HAMSHO. And the right eye was bleeding in the corner just as much as it was during the round. Very strange goings on here. Hagler goes to work on it. HAMSHO is fighting like it is for real. And this is the last round of the fight. Let's see. Continues to pound around the body. Now right hand with the right hand. HAMSHO tries to fight his way off the ropes. HAMSHO content to stay against the ropes now. Uppercut scores by Marvin Hagler with another right hand to the face, and the eyes continue to bleed and will stop HAMSHO. After combination, scoring as well. Crowd is alive. Right hand to the face once more of HAMSHO. HAMSHO obviously taking his corner seriously. This is the last round, and it looks very much right now as though it will be.
Well, HAMSHO has sustained more cuts on the lower part of his eye, and I don't see no way this fight can continue.
This time, I think everybody is in agreement that the fight cannot go on much longer. Octavio Maran taking a very close look now at Mustafa HAMSHO. HAMSHO cut along the bridge of the nose, on the eye, inside the mouth, both eyes. Trying to do what he can to keep the attack of Marvin Hagler off of him, but there is very little he can do right now. Just trying to measure it, keep it away. Hagler scores with the right hand, even so. And another right hand, and yet another. Combinations of punches by the champion. Tries to go downstairs, comes up with the right hand, snaps his hand. HAMSHO is against the ropes, takes another right hand, and an uppercut. HAMSHO's corner is up, and they are saying, that's it, that's all. Braverman is saying, stop it. The referee does so. The fight is over, and Marvin Hagler is retaining his undisputed middleweight championship of the world. What can you say?
You can't say anything, but this guy is truly ever the greatest middleweight in the world. Without a question.
And he really got all he wanted from Mustafa HAMSHO tonight. He hit, I don't know how many punches, 200-300 punches maybe?
It may be double than that. I think that Hagler displayed all the talents that he has, and I took my head off to the guy.
Outstanding effort by the champion Marvin Hagler. Second fight in a row, of course, that he was butted. And again, you have to look at the challenger, Mustafa HAMSHO, and say, here's a guy who really did a job. His corner did a pretty good job, too, because from the time he got cut, which I believe was in the third round, from that point on, the bleeding until this last round really was at the point where I would doubt that it was even bothersome to him.
Well,
take another look at the finish of the fight. Ray, talk us through this.
Well, at this point now, Hagler's in complete control, and he displays so much talent here. As we see HAMSHO trying to line up Hagler with a punch. Hagler scores for straight right hook, rather.
I think one of the most remarkable things, and I think this is a sign of any great champion, Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, that when you have the man in trouble, you don't waste punches. And Marvin Hagler did not waste a punch tonight.
Well, Hagler took advantage of the opportunity. He had his man hurt, and he took care of business.
So Marvin Hagler retaining the middleweight championship of the world, doing so in most impressive fashion. And you get one more look here at the end for Mustafa HAMSHO. And you can't use the phrase enough, he was dead game. But there was nothing he could do. He was just in with the best middleweight around right now, and maybe ever. And there's a handshake by Marvin Hagler to Sugar Ray Leonard right here. And here's the official decision.
9 seconds, 11th round. The winner
by technical knockout and still the world's middleweight champion, Marvin Hagler.
Well, the crowd appreciative of a very worthy champion. And right now, Larry Merchant is with that worthy champion, Marvin Hagler. Larry?
Marvin, how did your hands stand all of that, hitting on him as much as you did?
Well, I needed to work. If I'm getting ready for the Sugar Man sometime, so they can't predict that I can't go 15. I felt in tremendous shape.
Was that why you weighed 157 pounds?
That's right. I knew that he was going to keep the pressure on, and I had to work real hard. And it paid off for me. You see the hand speed started to come out.
Let's take a look at some of the action here, right here, and describe it for us, Marvin Hagler.
Well, right there, I started using the body shots a little more. Start putting the combinations a little bit more together. I was only using one punch at a time. Brian being a southpaw, you're able to get hit with more shots from the blind side. And that's what he was using against Minter. Was my punch that I used against Minter. But I just tried to protect that eye, which I got a headbutt just in the first round or something like that. But I'm not complaining. I wanted to show the world that I deserve to be the champion of the world, and I'm hoping for the big fight of the century, and that's with the Sugar Man.
When you sustained the cut on your eye, what was the thought that ran through your mind?
Well, I wasn't going to let it bother me. I know I had a good cut man in there. I know he was doing his job. I got to do my job in here. Everybody has their job. We're a good team.
Almost immediately, however, you went and cut his eye.
I had to. So that way they look enamored there. We even now, I said.
But you did it with punches.
That's right. They were sharp, but I should have put them together a little bit more quicker in the early rounds. I should have knocked him out earlier.
Were you surprised that the cuts didn't bother him in the middle rounds?
No, he's been cut so many times, you know, and I could see that my cuts was a lot deeper. When I seen the cut on the middle of his face right here, then I just started knowing that he was getting tired, and I started using the body attack.
Marvin, although Sugar Ray has said in the past that he'd like to fight you, most recently he said, well, maybe he's a little too big for me. Who are the other middleweights that you might fight?
Well, I leave that all up to my manager, but we told you we're going to be a fighting champion, and this is what I want to be. I'm staying active until I get a shot at Leonard if he decides on moving up, but I'm not going to wait for him. I'm going to stay busy.
Looks like if he doesn't move up with your weight tonight, you might move down.
No, I'm a legit middleweight. For this type of style, which I told Dr. Pacheco, you have to be in tremendous shape because he's a brawler. He comes at you all the time. You got to be in tremendous shape. I had my legs in tremendous shape, my body, and the main important thing was my mind.
Thank you very much, Marvin Hagler. Now back to Ray and Barry.
Hey, just say hello.
All right, thank you, Larry. Thank you, Marvin.
Hagler really punches. If he couldn't stop Duran, it was a well